Hello, I'm Mrs. Deepal Datta. Today's topic is disaccharides and polysaccharides. Now, among all the oligosaccharides, disaccharides are the most common. Now, a disaccharides consist of two monosaccharide units held together by a glycosidic bonds. These disaccharides are crystalline, they are water soluble and sweet to taste. The disaccharides are of two types. One is reducing disaccharide and another one is non-reducing disaccharides. Now for reducing disaccharides, they have free aldehyde or keto group. What are the example? Maltose, lactose, etc. And for non-reducing disaccharides, they don't have any free aldehyde or keto groups. Example, sucrose. Our next slide is on maltose. This is our reducing disaccharide. It is composed of two alpha D glucounits which are held together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Now the free aldehyde group present on C1 or carbon 1 of the second glucose answer the reducing reaction. Now beside this they form usazone. Maltose can be hydrolyzed by dilute acid or enzyme maltase to liberate two molecules of alpha D glucose. Now this is the structure of maltose where two alpha D glucose units they are held together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. Now what does it means? You see the first monosaccharide glucose unit, that is C1, is making a bond with the second monosaccharide units C4, and that bond is known as glycosidic bond, and they make a disaccharide sugar unit which is known as maltose. Now the next example of reducing disaccharide is lactose. Now lactose is a milk sugar. It is known as a milk sugar because it is found in milk. Lactose is composed of beta D galactose and beta D glucose which are held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. Okay. Now this is the structure of lactose where you can see first structure is beta D galactose which is making a glycosidic bond with the beta D glucose. Okay, now these two monosaccharides are held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond and making a disaccharide unit known as lactose. Now my next slide is on sucrose, which is a non-reducing disaccharide with no free aldehyde or ketone. Now sucrose, which is also known as cane sugar, is a sugar produced by sugarcane. Now sucrose is made up of alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. Okay, and they are held together by a glycosidic bond alpha 1 and beta 2. Okay, and this bond is between C1 of alpha glucose and C2 of beta fructose. Okay, now sucrose, the reducing group of glucose and fructose are involved in the glycosidic bond. That is why sucrose is a non-reducing sugar and it cannot form any usazone. Okay, but sucrose is the major carbohydrate produced in photosynthesis. It is an important dietary source of carbohydrate. It is sweeter than most of the other common sugars. Okay, and we use it as a sweetening agent in the food industry. Now in this slide you can see the structure of sucrose. Now the glycosidic bond is in between C1 of alpha glucose and C2 of beta fructose. Okay. Now we'll learn what are polysaccharides. Now polysaccharides consist of repeat units of monosaccharides or their derivative, which are held together by glycosidic bonds. Now very important function of polysaccharides are they mostly act as storage of energy. Okay. Now in the polysaccharide structure we can see that they can be linear or they can be branched polymer also. Okay. Now polysaccharides are of two types. One is homopolysaccharides and the one is heteropolysaccharides. Now what are homopolysaccharides? Homopolysaccharides are the polysaccharides which on hydrolysis gives only a single type of monosaccharides. Okay. And heteropolysaccharides are the polysaccharides which on hydrolysis give a mixture of few monosaccharides or their derivatives. In my next two slides you can see the structures of homopolysaccharide. First slide is having a branched homopolysaccharide, whereas in the second slide I have given one linear homopolysaccharide. In this slide an example of heteropolysaccharide and its structure is given.